Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and having nothing to do. Once or twice she peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? Okay, I'm gonna make another video. I haven't 100% figured out yet what I'm gonna talk about. Just gonna drink some water here. Oops, I overfilled it. We have to water ourselves first. Okay, another video here. The topic of this video is going to be potato bugs. We all know these potato bugs. Typically, you find them in cool, dark places when you are curious and you are searching for something. And I'm just gonna take a little tangent here and state that in these videos, I'm gonna try to keep certain things constant in front of me. I don't think I'm ever gonna speak with the camera facing me because I'd rather do it this way. This is just what I prefer. But what I wanted to mention is that this light here, this is a light from the Princeton research. It's called PAIR. So Princeton Experiments on Anomaly Research. And in short, the light has a random event generator in it and is designed to just randomly switch colors. But what they have found at PAIR is that this chip, this random event generator, it can be influenced by us, by our consciousness. And actually, that's kind of a good place to start with respect to modern science's understanding of nature. So in modern science experiments and pokes nature to understand her. So what modern science does is it pokes this potato bug. And this is an analogy, okay? This is a metaphor. The potato bug is a metaphor as well. I hope that this will be understood. But also I don't want to over-explain. So science pokes the potato bug because it's curious. And in poking the potato bug, we all know, so this is the potato bug under the rock existing. It is existing. And when the potato bug is poked, it does this. It forms into a ball. So we can imagine this, the observer effect in the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, the idea that that nature changes when she's watched. Well, nature changes when she's poked and when she's prodded and when she is experimented on, because nature doesn't like to be poked and prodded and experimented on. So nature is meek. Okay, and what is meekness? We can look up the definition of meekness. I define meekness as protection and defense. Meekness is protection and defense. Is it spelled with a C? I'm pretty sure. So, forgive my writing, but I'm stating a point here. And if you get caught up on all these little intricacies, well, this is a part of the problem, and it's not my problem. So, meekness. Nature is meek. And what does the potato bug do when it is poked? It does not fight back. Its nature's fight is to protect itself. So it rolls up into a ball and it sort of plays dead, right? And this is the world that science is looking at through electron microscopes and large hadron colliders. And this is they're looking at nature flattened out and comprehensible, mathematically comprehensible. And nature naturally does this when she is spied on, because she doesn't like being spied on. And nature knows that the mentality which spies is the mentality which lies. And the mentality which lies is not trustworthy. And nature has a secret which she hid within us, because there's the old fable, which I will just sort of briefly state, the old fable where nature is asking her creation, a bunch of different animals, where she should hide the secret to man's existence. And she asks one animal, and the animal, you can make up this analogy any way you want. So she asks the rabbit, and the rabbit says, hide it in the meadows. And she says, no, they'll find it there. They search. So she asks the frog, and the frog says, hide it in the ponds. And she says, no, they search there. And this can go on ad infinitum, asking different animals. But finally, she asks the wise mother mole, and it's a grandmother mole, and the grandmother aspect is important. And the grandmother mole says, hide it within them. So we poke her, and she hides her secret. And we poke each other, and we sometimes poke ourselves, and we conceal that secret or bury that secret within us. It's just the way that it's nature's means of conservation. This is her conservation of energy, because she does not want to give her anti-conservation of energy, her other law, her law of life. And we can use this involution and evolution in life, this entropy and negative entropy in life to further illustrate this point, that nature, she does not want to give the negative entropy principle and the control over, the dominion over the negative entropy principle. She will not give man dominion over her secret. And her secret is, as I said in the last video, if anybody was listening, nature's secret. Well, Einstein found nature's secret. Einstein found nature's secret. It was E equals mc squared. Okay, we can think about this many different ways. 1 cubic centimeter of water contains 25 million kilowatt hours, which is 2,314 years worth of power for your house. Okay? 2,314 powers for your house. And also, as a tangent, you have that power within you and the ability to tap it. That's very important, and something that will never be realized if the potato bug is poked, if nature is poked. So nature is poked, and she forms all these balls. She forms all these little balls, and we see under the electron, we come to the conclusion that light is photons, and there are these atoms and all these separate things, because nature is protecting her secret from prying eyes. She does not let anybody with that mentality into her kingdom. She does not let anybody whose head leads their heart into her kingdom. She works on the rules of pressure mediation, and she is meek. Nature is meek. She protects herself and she defends herself. She grows branches and leaves, and the leaves and the branches feed her and provide shade to her trunk, which creates this positive feedback cycle. So she has this meekness, and that's how she protects herself. I lost myself. I just got to go back a little bit. Okay, so that's where I ended. Head leading heart. So you have your heart and you have your head. Okay, let's hope you have a good attitude and you're smiling. This is something I'm coming to realize. Actually, what I'm coming to realize is it's almost like I'm in therapy right now, but not with a person. And this is what happens when you get in sync with nature, is that nature she really does want us to do well. She really does. It's obvious all around us. It's obvious when you go into a healthy forest and there are berries and bunnies and there's abundance. There really is an abundance. And as another tangent, I'm going to take a bunch of tangents here, but Darwin, survival of the fittest. Well, is it fight or is it flight? Because in nature is meek, she does not fight. Nature shows us everywhere that she is flying. She has birds and bees and insects galore everywhere. Flight predominates in nature. Levity predominates in nature. The negative entropy, that is what this is her playing, and she wants to play, but she won't let you play her negative entropy game if your head is big, if you have a big head. If you have a big head, you got a really big head and you have the wrong attitude. Big head, wrong attitude, and a little heart. Just you put a little heart into things, okay? So you got a big head and the wrong attitude. Okay, let's do some math here. This is 3 and this is 2. Okay? This is wrong, basically. It's the wrong. It's an inversion, and that's what Victor Schauberger told us, that you have to flip everything 180 degrees because it's just wrong. Like Eric Cartman says, it's wrong. Okay, so big head, bad attitude, little heart. Nature sees that because nature we are connected to her regardless of whether or not. To prove it is to miss the point. We are energetically connected to Mother Nature and to our mother, and the closeness with which we're connected to her is dependent upon how much time we spend with her. Okay? That should be really obvious, and the quality of time we spend with her and what we do for her. And she sees that, and she sees that your heart is big, and she sees that your head is small and you're smiling, and that's good. She likes that 3-to-2 ratio. She likes the heart to be leading, right? And just as a little tangent, I'm going to go on another tangent here and say something I realize about myself is I work a lot, and when I'm working, I'm in my heart and in my hands. Not to say I don't use my mind, but usually what happens, the mind is in a sort of crass way. My mind is my heart's bitch, okay? That's a very crass way of saying it, but sometimes the mind is a little bit of a problem and needs to be checked. So I spend a lot of time in my heart and with my hands, and something happens that I'm in this stage right now. I go through, and so now I'm tired and I need a little break, and then I just start thinking a lot. And these videos are just the blooming of those thoughts, if you will, or the flowering of those thoughts. So nature's meek. She wants to see that the heart is bigger than the head in a ratio of 3-to-2, and the golden ratio, the golden middle way. And when that happens, she says, okay, now, young man, young woman, we can open the book together, and I will reveal my secrets to you, because I see now that you can be responsible. You can be responsible because your heart is bigger than your head, and that does not mean you're stupid. Okay? There's a lot that can be said here, but I'm just not going to to go too crazy with this. I think I kind of made my point here. The potato bug, when you poke it, that's nature. She curls up into a ball and she shows you her world of electrons and photons. This is the head heavy, bad attitude, little heart world. And she says, because you're this way, you don't quite get it yet. I'm gonna have to keep punishing you until you understand this. And this is what she's teaching me right now. It's kind of cool.